Budgetary dependence of CPSEs. What are CPSEs? Central Public Sector Enterprises. So why it is recently they are making a lot of statement about this. So there are concerns regarding the central public sector enterprises. They are shifting their capex strategy, relying more on budgetary support than self-financing or private investment. This shift has sparked a debate for the long-term financial sustainability and autonomy of central public sector enterprises. Now, what are public sector enterprises? How do you classify them? Central public sector enterprises. What are central public sector enterprises? Central public sector enterprises are CPSEs. Central public sector enterprises are CPSEs. So, what are they in fact? These are companies where the central government or other CPSEs hold at least 51% stake. They hold at least 51% stake. 51% stake. So they hold at least 51% stake. The Department of Public Enterprises oversees the CPSEs, that is Central Public Sector Enterprises performance, finances, and policies under various ministries. Post independence, India's socialist model led to CPSEs in heavy industries, banking, oil and gas, steel and power. The 1991 economic reforms ushered in corporatization, heightened competition, and a sharper focus on profitability and efficiency in CPSEs. The significance of CPSEs is that they played a crucial role in India's economic development, infrastructure creation, employment generation, and industrial growth. Now, how do you classify CPSEs? CPSEs are classified as Miniratna, Navratna, and Maharatna. Now, let us look what is the Maharatna. The Maharatna scheme, let us look what is Miniratna. The Miniratna scheme was introduced in 1997 in pursuance of policy objective to make the public sector more efficient and competitive, and to great enhanced autonomy and delegation of powers to profit-making public sector enterprises. Miniratna Category 1. Miniratna Category 1 means they have made profit in the last 3 years continuously. Category 2 means they made profit for the last 3 years continuously and have a positive net worth. And Miniratna should have. So Miniratna now coming to mm, Navratna. Navratna scheme was again introduced in 1997 in order to identify CPSEs that enjoy comparative advantage in their respective sectors and support them in their drive to become global players. The Miniratna Category 1 and Schedule A, which have obtained excellent or very good rating under the Memorandum of Undertaking system in 3 of the last 5 years, and have composite score of 60 or above in the 6 selected performance parameters, namely net profit to net worth, manpower cost to total cost of production, profit before depreciation, interest and taxes to capital employed, profit before interest and taxes to turnover, earning per share, and intersocial performance. Example of Navratna are Bharat Electronics Limited, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Now coming to the Maharatna. Maharatna scheme was introduced for central public sector enterprises in May 2010 in order to empower mega central public sector enterprises to expand their operation and emerge as a global giants. So this was all about the Miniratna, Navratna and Maharatna. Now coming to what are the key facts about central public sector enterprises. Central public sector enterprises are companies where the central government or other CPSEs hold at least 51% stake. The Department of Public Enterprises oversees the CPSC performance, finance, and policies under various ministries. ministries. The 1991 economic reforms ushered in corporatization, heightened competition, and a sharper focus on profitability and efficiency in CPSEs. CPSEs play a crucial role in India's economic development, infrastructure creation, employment generation, and industrial growth. In February 2025, the IRCTC and Indian Railway Finance Corporation as the country's 25th and 26th Navratna companies. According to Public Enterprises Survey 23-24, as of March 2024, India has 448 CPSEs, only 272 operating in financial year 24. The gross revenue of operating central public sector enterprises declined by 4.7% to rupees 36.08 lakh crores in financial year 24. The CPSCs contributed rupees 4.85 lakh crores in financial year 23-24 to the contribution to the central exchequer via tax, duties, and dividends, marking a 5.96% increase from 4.858 lakh crore in financial year 22-23. So these were all the key facts regarding central public sector enterprises. Now, what are the concerns regarding the central public sector enterprises? Number one concern is over dependence on budgetary support. The CPSEs are increasingly relying on budgetary support, that is, equity and loan from government, rather than their own internal and external budgetary resources. Budgetary support for CPSEs has risen by over 150% in 5 years, from 2.1 lakh crore in financial year 20 to 5.48 lakh crore in financial year 25. IEBR, which CPSEs use to finance their own capex, has declined significantly from 6.42 lakh crore in financial year 2020 to 3.63 lakh crore in financial year 23 and estimated at 3.82 lakh crore in financial year 2025. The decline in IABR restricts the CPSE's financial flexibility and forces greater dependence on government funding. Number two problem is reduced private sector participation. CPSE's reliance on budgetary support has deterred the private investment. National Highways Authority was expected to raise 38% of its funding from private capital, but its IEBR fell to nil in financial year 23-24 due to rising debt, rupees 3.48 lakh crore in 2022, and policy instability, discouraging private investment. High debt limit CPSE's ability to raise capital independently. Then policy concerns. The Standing Committee on Transport noted that high budgetary support alone may not meet the CPSC investment needs, urging private sector engagement. If CPSCs continue relying on government support, it could strain the fiscal resources, reducing funds available for social and development programs. Pay high dividend. The government's pressure on CPSEs to prioritize dividend payments over reinvestment limits their ability to expand, modernize, and make independent long-term growth decisions. Number four, limited financial authority. CPSEs, unlike private firms, lack the flexibility to respond to market changes, leading to slow decision making. So these are the concerns regarding CPSE. The main concern is over-dependence on budgetary support, reduced private sector participation, policy concerns. What measures can address CPSC concerns? Under the Department of Investment and Public Asset Management, Policy 2021 and New Public Sector Enterprises Policy 2021, non-strategic CPSEs can be prioritized for privatization to attract private investment and reduce the fiscal burden, which while strategic ones are retained. Implement policy reforms to reduce regulatory bottlenecks and financial risk for private investors. Raise capital independently. Encourage the CPSEs to revive IEBR financing through bonds, external commercial borrowings, and partnership with private players and reduce their dependence on budgetary support. Digital transformation. CPSEs lag behind private companies in digital adoption, impacting operational efficiency. Integrating advanced digital infrastructure and automation in sectors like railways, power, and telecom can reduce the operational costs. Limiting high dividend payouts. As recommended by 15th Finance Commission 2021, CPSE should balance their dividend payments with reinvestment in infrastructure expansion. So these measures can address the CPSE concerns. So the question was asked, critically evaluate the financial health of CPSEs with a focus on their rising debt burden. What steps should be taken to ensure fiscal sustainability?